All right, we're back. Circling Back podcast coming to you live from the Lodge. My name's Will DeFries. To my right, David Ruff.
Can I share a little story from last week that I don't think we've talked about?
Sure.
Because I missed last Thursday's pod. More on that later. So I was standing out there talking in our lobby here at our office, talking to our old lawyer pal, Tim, who has a place in this office complex, and I'm dressed wearing like some joggers, like a t-shirt, a hat, and my Jordan 1 Lucas. I was just giving a run. Like they haven't got much play. They've been in quarantine. They've been isolating.
Yeah, you've been. No one's been hornier to get a fit off with their new Lucas than like you've been.
So we just were talking like right there, and a young lady from one of the offices next door walked up to me with the trash bag and asked if I was the maintenance guy, and was like, "Do you know where she's like, you're the maintenance guy? Where can I throw this away?" And I was very surprised with how gassed up I felt.
That's such a bold assumption to make about somebody.
I was like, no, I was like, I get that a lot. And she kind of was embarrassed, and she walked off and didn't say anything. Like, didn't say a thing, like just in defeat. But I was like, if she's listening, like that was the biggest compliment you could have ever given me. The fact that you thought I was competent enough to be a maintenance man to do some like actual man work,
dude,
around here. Like,
no one's wearing fresh J's out the box straight to their maintenance gig.
No,
it's just not happening.
No. Do they have any creases on them?
There's no creases.
See, like
he's worn them like once before.
Like how would I even kneel on those to check under the sink or something?
Yeah, like you can't go down and fix a pipe with Lucas on. I went to a bar one time. It was a ski area, and I was skiing, and I had a red fleece, and the red fleece I would wear it as a layer. And what I learned at the ski area that I didn't go to all that often is that the uniform for that same place is just the exact same red fleece and black pants. So my black snow pants and red fleece just made me look like I worked there. Had like people hailing me down for like a drink order, and it's like, no, dude, I don't work here. Like, stop.
Funniest is when you see somebody who looks like a waiter at Olive Garden. I don't know why. It's just like a funny thing. Like, dude, are you serving breadsticks, bro?
Dude, yeah, I'll take some breadsticks right now.
Are they doing curbside?
It's hard to say.
When someone does khakis and a navy blazer and a tie,
my God,
over a white shirt, and which is like the pledge
uniform.
Yeah, the pledge uniform.
Universal.
That one's always funny. Oh, we got a lineup later, buddy. What's going on here?
See, I'm glad I don't
you guys
think
are
about that.
You're fucked tonight. Oh man,
What, you're just at a wedding, just pump faking dudes, like making fun of their outfit.
You guys are so fucked,
dude. The blazer with khakis in a white shirt is a look that just, maybe outside of John Duda, it's a look that you shouldn't wear after like 18.
After
like,
you're
the thing
initiated.
is, like,
after your confirmation.
Like, that's probably what I would have worn to our rehearsal dinner in Michigan had we done it there. I probably would have been wearing that exact same thing because I don't have it in my head that that's what pledges wear.
Before you acquire your first like real suit, that's the nicest you can look. Though.
Yeah,
that's like as an 18-year-old, that's fancy for you.
Every kid gets or not every kid, but growing up, like you have like that your go-to blazer with the gold buttons that makes you look like a Spalding in Caddyshack.
Yeah,
it's some cheap brand, and like you look like a bootleg Ralph Lauren model.
And then you get to the age where your dad starts being like, well, I can just start giving you my hand-me-downs. And I'm like, well, Dad, like my dad started doing it to me, and I'm like, Dad, like our bodies are kind of shaped differently, no offense, and also like the style is a little different these days. I can't just walk in with like an MJ fitting suit on at church. That's not going to be like a good look for me. Like my friends are going to make fun of me in this.
I used to try my dad's suits on when I was a kid and slick my hair back and walk out and say I was Pat Riley. It was pretty sick. Wish I could still do that, but I'm balding, so not to bring it down, but.
What's up, Dylan?
Oh, wow. I forgot that we haven't done that yet.
444.
Hey, guys. Very happy to be here. A wild weekend. We'll get into it, I'm sure. But very happy to be here. Like I said, I got the homie with me again. Schools are not open yet, or summer day camps, I should say, are not quite open yet. So he's with me out there on the iPad, just going to town on it. It's a good day, you know?
You love to hear it.
Yeah.
He's not flexing very hard at his outfit today.
No, I let I let him pick out his outfit today, and he put on those pants. I was like, it's gonna be a little bit warm outside. He goes, Daddy, these are really comfortable. I was like, you know what? All right, I respect that. So do your thing.
That's good fathering right there.
Let the
You're
kid
allowing
live,
him
man.
to get a fit off without you weighing
That's his version of a fit. Yeah,
A little oversight.
sure.
Is he gonna look back at his like Supreme shirt and be like, what were my parents doing back
I
then?
don't know.
Or is he
I
gonna
don't
look
know.
back fondly on it like we do with like Stussy and Umbros?
Man, that was so swagged out back then.
I feel like the Stussy and Umbro stuff was my doing. Like I got to pick that stuff out. But before that, I was just wearing like cheap pullovers that said like soccer on them and like had like an embroidered soccer ball.
We had some brand, I don't know what it was, but it had a frog on it. It wasn't
Peace Frog?
It was not Peace Frog.
Oh.
It was like if Peace Frog had a couple beers and got like a little wild with it. But we started wearing this like it was all soccer gear, and these frogs were kind of just wild ass, and we would just wear that. I just thought it was the tightest shit in the world.
My mom always begged me to wear a polo shirt and to comb my hair back.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to just let it either had like it spiked when I was a kid, or I let it just fall in my face. And she was like, "Please, just brush it back one time for me."
We had a kid that started. He moved to our place. He immediately became one of our friends in our friend group, and he would wear a button down and khakis tucked in every single day to school. And immediately upon my dad meeting this kid, my dad was just like, "Why can't you dress more like Andrew?" And I'm like, "Dude, Dad, this is ridiculous. I can't be wearing this to school every day. Like, what? I'm supposed to go skateboard after school and my button down tucked in?"
Andrew's
like, no.
a boner, Dad.
No, dude, Andrew was tight, but I was like, why is he doing this? He doesn't.
Before his time, man.
Remember, like senior year, he showed up to school one day in like a t-shirt, and everybody was just like, "Oh, what are you doing, Andrew?"
Damn, Andrew.
Andrew snapped.
He wasn't back at it again though. He was just
Yeah.
doing his own thing.
There's fourth grade. I was probably one of the more popular kids
Oh,
at that time.
Flex.
And
Must
I
be
remember
nice,
when
man.
a new kid came in, Marcus, and
You just beat the piss out of him.
no, dude, he would have whipped my ass. His hair, he did the thing where he had it shaved all the way up on the left side, and then like parted and then combed over to the other side,
That's hard.
and he had like under the other side shaved also, but the hair was long enough to cover that.
Skater vibes. He's a skater.
He wasn't even a skater though,
Oh.
and like he just had this haircut, and he immediately was like the bad boy of fourth grade, and
Hell
like
yeah.
I lost like people like I could feel like me losing eyeballs. Like I was like, oh, what's going? What am I doing?
Dude, I remember one time I think it was first or second grade, and I was always kind of known in my class as a kid that was good at drawing. And then this new kid came in. His name was DeLoss, and he was the best artist in our class, hands down. No questions asked. I didn't know what to do. I was like, my identity just got stripped of me because DeLoss just rolled into class just like drawing up a storm.
Is that the only other person you've ever heard with that name besides
Yes.
DeLost Dodds?
Lost odds. Yeah.
I'll tell you guys, I don't want people to like go check this kid out or anything. I don't know what he's up to these days. But when I tell you his last name off air, you're gonna be like, damn, this guy's hard.
It's a tight name.
Yeah, he was cool.
The loss.
Dude, we got big news right now. Big news. Dylan?
Oh wow. Sorry, that was my cue. I totally missed it. We have a new sponsor alert. New sponsor.
I feel like you're not putting as much into your new
Yeah,
sponsor alert stuff.
You
but
caught me totally off guard
even
here.
alerting
New sponsor.
Yeah, it's not really
new
that-
sponsor alert.
If that alert goes off on my phone, I'm snoozing that
Yeah,
notification.
I
and
get
going
it.
about my
I
day.
dropped the ball here.
Yeah, well,
Nonetheless, we have a new sponsor.
I'll tell you what you shouldn't snooze on. And we're talking about cross rope. These days, we're all looking for ways to stay fit while we're spending more time at home. Cardio machines aren't exactly motivating, and the cost of home gym equipment can add up fast. Well, luckily, we found a cool, different way to get a great workout for a fraction of the cost. It's called Cross Rope, the sleek, weighted jump rope system that makes working out at home fun.
Can I tell you that I've used this? And so it comes in, they sent us 4 different ones, 4 different weights. You know, here I am thinking I'm this badass. I went straight for the heavy ones first.
Oh, I think I got profiled because I only got like 2. I think
tough.
they saw a picture of me and they were like, "Oh, he doesn't need the heavy weights."
He can't handle the big boys.
Yeah, I definitely only got 2.
Let me tell you that the heaviest one they sent me, I don't even know if it's the heaviest one they make, but it's the heaviest one they sent me. It is an intense workout. It lights up your upper body and your arms, your forearms are just going crazy. I had to downgrade after like 3 sets of them. I was like, I don't know if I can handle these right now.
That doesn't
I'm not
surprise
quite
me.
ready.
Yeah.
But I was gassed at the end of it. Man. Wow. It's a great workout.
Yeah, you can get a killer workout in just 30 minutes. It combines the intense cardio of jumping rope with the full body resistance training so you can get strong and stay healthy at home or anywhere else.
I recommend buying an accompanying full body mirror just so you can do like you can feel like a boxer and like stare at yourself as you're doing it, like get a little crazy with it with the footwork. Maybe hike them up a little bit, get the knees high, go real hard, and then man, they're your forearms, the weighted one, man, you feel it like where the forearm connects to the bicep. You don't really get that with a regular jump rope, but on this, man, you're getting a little workout there.
Great cardio, man. Really, killer cardio.
Killer cardio.
High intensity.
Killer cardio.
High intensity. HIIT is what they call it.
Yeah, that's how
interval
it's
training
to most.
Right.
They're reinventing the home workout experience. The weighted ropes give better feedback, which makes it easier for beginners to get started and learn. These are durable steel ropes, ergonomic handles, patented fast clip system. Get free anytime access to quick workouts and fun challenges with the CrossRope app as well, so you can pursue your fitness goals wherever you are, even at home. So if you're ready for a new cardio and full body home workout, visit crossrope.com/circlingback. Get up to $40 off CrossRope sets plus free shipping when you check out today at crossrope.com/circlingback. That's CIRCLINGBACK, crossrope.com/circlingback.
Killer cardio.
Killer cardio.
Did I tell you all about the killer cardio guy?
You told me the other day, and I truly did enjoy it.
There's this 15-minute YouTube bodyweight workout, like it's all legs, and I was doing it early on in the quarantine or whatever, and like there are these two guys, Scott something or other from Boston, and then he's got this other dude from like Alien Fitness. Like there's these YouTube channels that have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're just total juice heads. I love them, and they're doing this workout, and it's like real high intensity and no rest, and like they're both so Boston, it's amazing. And like just like off to himself, like while they're resting, like doing the 10-second rest, the one guy who like clearly doesn't do a lot of cardio, he just kind of like looks off to the side, not even trying to say it so it can be heard. He just goes, killer cardio.
Killer cardio.
Killer cardio.
Killer cardio.
You guys mind if we get serious for a sec?
Yeah, I think we probably should.
Dave, you put up I don't know, what do you want to call it? I don't want to call it like a statement, but you put up some thoughts that we all share on the Patreon yesterday. Open to everybody if you want to go check it out at patreon.com/circlingbackpodcast.
Damn, was it a column?
It is not behind the paywall. Just to get that out there. It is not behind the paywall.
You know what's funny about that? I had that thought, like, I was like, man, we don't really have anywhere else. I'm not going to do this in the notes app. And I don't want to just do like 2 or 3 tweets. I don't want to do a tweet thread. But I was like, man, people are going to see that it's on Patreon. Are they going to think we're trying to like direct eyeballs to our Patreon? And I was like, man, I really don't have any other option. So
No, you didn't. We could have put it on the Wash site, but like, honestly, putting it on Patreon.
We do columns on Patreon on occasion.
Yeah, and doing it on the Patreon is much more efficient when it comes to getting direct feedback from like our most valued people. We value all of our listeners, but
that's true.
Part of the thing that we like on Patreon, it just going there and having the comment section there, having a bunch of people that get notifications for it, it's just a lot easier for us to do it that way.
Sure.
Yeah. If I stumbled through this at all, like I apologize. I didn't have the best night's sleep. Just kind of kept waking up, little things. You know, Randy. Woke up with Randy taking up like 2/3 of the bed somehow.
Oh, as someone who wakes up with Rosie with her butt on one pillow and her face on the other pillow, Sally and I know exactly what you're talking about, Dave.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, I mean, on this, like we're, we're a serious we're not a serious podcast. We often will go in, back and forth from serious topics like this to something like I referenced, like human decanting or I don't know, killer cardio. But we talked about it a little bit last week with the murder of George Floyd. And it came up because we saw something trending on Twitter. We didn't know we were like, why is that trending? And then so we talked about it briefly. And then we jumped into something else, which is fine. But it's like, man, I feel like that didn't do it justice. So I wanted to put it down just so it's like it's clear, because we may not always strike the right note in here. And and at least that's how I view it. Like I'm self-conscious about that.
Well, for me on Wednesday when we talked about it, when I woke up that morning and when I started preparing for the show, when I was in here, I wasn't even looking at the internet. Like I have bouts of time when I'm not really looking.
It was fairly fresh too.
Dylan was the first person to be like, I remember you were on your laptop and you were like, oh my God, this is awful. And then the second I saw it, I was like, oh, like, I mean, it was indescribable. And I feel bad because I didn't really say anything. And as someone who was like, I was talking to Sally yesterday, and I said to her, I was like, I don't like getting political. I don't like talking about these serious topics because I'm not always that educated in it. I'm not always the best orator when it comes to talking about something.
Afraid of saying something that can be misconstrued and people will take the wrong way.
And the way that Sally said it to me yesterday before we posted anything, she was like, well, this is like, even though there are political views on this, like taking an anti-racism stance is not political.
Yeah. That's right.
And so it was like, and she kind of, I don't want to say she convinced me because I was planning on doing something. I just didn't know what I was going to do yet or say yet. And this was mainly from Scaries because I'm the only person that runs that account. It's like the biggest account. And we had already talked briefly between the three of us about Dave doing something for Circling Back. And the more I talked about it with her, the more I was like, okay, like she's right. Using your platform for good is something that I try to do during coronavirus. It's something that I hadn't put too much thought into through the weekend just because work wasn't on my mind. But then it became very evident to me that silence is just as difficult to grapple with than like saying the wrong thing.
It goes completely against my nature to speak out on things. Like it's easy for me to just sit back and let other people do it and get the word out. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with what the person has to say. It's just totally against my nature. We do have a platform, though. I mean, enough people care about what we have to say that they subscribe to our podcast, and they even pay us money for, our premium content, and they follow us on social media. They care enough about what we have to say to where it kind of becomes a duty at some point to like you said, not speaking out or not saying anything, you're complicit to some extent.
Yeah.
So it becomes your duty at some point to be like, look, this is not right. We acknowledge that. Just so you guys know, we're behind you, that kind of thing. It's
starting like
using your platform for good. It becomes a duty at some point.
Exactly. It's fun, like our platform, our small to mid-size platform, but one that has like a great audience, highly engaged. I was thinking about doing it on Friday and then Saturday, and I was like, man, I just couldn't get in the right headspace to like say what I wanted to say. And then part of me was like, man, there's so many more intellectually, gifted people with takes on this that can put it into words, and like, actual like people of color saying things about this that like are way better at it than I could be. And then at the same time, it's like, well, I got to put something down. And then yes, I guess that was yesterday. Just did it. I haven't written in forever. I haven't written anything, and it was interesting to dust off the old pad and paper. But yeah,
blow on the fingers a little bit.
Seriously, man. Hey, thanks for G2ing
it. Good to go.
It's a really obscure Grand X reference.
Yep.
G2G.
Yeah.
G2G.
Only remote writers will understand this reference.
I was waiting for Dylan to hit me back and be like, there's no featured image.
Yeah. Yeah, the featured image is messed up on this.
Your title is kind of trash. Do you mind changing it?
Did you forgot a
That was the thing. You can criticize me for the cop out on the title. I sat there for like 20 minutes like laboring over title, and I was just like, yeah, update. Yes, it is kind of like people might be like, oh, company update. And it is a little bit false advertisement, but like it got more eyeballs, so the utility of it worked. And I just want to thank everybody for the feedback. I mean, it's important to us, and it would be weird as a podcast that doesn't like, or that gets 90% of our material from Twitter, to not talk about the biggest thing going on in Twitter.
Well, and I like that you also included the fact that we rely heavily on Black culture for the show. It's Black culture is something that we've always it's affected our lives. I mean, like whether it's the media that we take in, whether it's the things that we watch, anything, just anything. The style that we have.
We love it.
Yeah, it's something that like we all feel strongly toward, and so to not say anything, it's like, okay, well, we'll support Black culture when things are going great.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, like you said, a duty to say something now. And I get a little uncomfortable talking about race, and that is because I was raised, I mean, it's not because of anyone, but it's because I was raised in an environment where it was not a diverse environment. It was not an environment where I learned a lot about race at an early age, and was like, it wasn't normal to me to be in a diverse place.
Yeah.
And so it's always been a little more difficult for me, because even though I don't feel like I share any of these like racist sentiments that other people have out there. I have never fully been educated enough to speak on it in a way that I feel is eloquent and serves the proper purpose of speaking out. And so I began just sharing things in ways people can help. But even though I was doing that, I still just don't feel like it's enough. And so I don't know. Sorry, I don't really know where I'm going with that. But it's just I hope people can understand that, like, for me, I am trying to become more educated. I'm trying to have an understanding of the struggle that Black people face that is just there, that they were born with that. And so it's just hard.
I'm guilty of when something like this happens, when obviously the George Floyd thing, if something like this happens and there's a great injustice committed against, a Black person, it makes the news. I read about it. I'm like, that's really sad. That's really upsetting. I feel for his friends and his family, or her friends and her family. And then I just kind of go about my life. I don't really do much about it or speak out about it. And that's because I'm just comfortable in my life and it doesn't really affect me directly, which obviously speaks to the privilege,
Yeah, no,
it's like, I don't have to face these things on a daily basis like these people do. And I'm guilty of it and I admit it. And I think I need to do better about it. But it goes against my nature, but that's not really an excuse. We have a platform, and we owe it to people listening to say something.
Mm-hmm. But don't you think we should stick to human decanting?
The other thing is, like, we try to do comedy, right? We joke around.
We try very hard.
We bullshit. And so part of me is like, do people really care about what the human decanting guy has to say about, injustice and inequality? I mean, do people care? But people do, because they know that we know how to get serious, and we're smart guys, and we have things to say too. Mm-hmm. It's not all jokes.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's one thing to, like, retweet stuff and people can see, like, how you feel about it based on that. It's another to, like, actually say it yourself. And even if you don't say it in the most eloquent way, which I don't think I did, but I hope that my intentions were taken for what they were.
Well, from the feedback that I saw, I think people did like what you said. And coming from my perspective as somebody who was kind of unable to put things into words yesterday, reading what you wrote, I was like, okay, I'm really glad that Dave took the reins on this, because what you said struck the right notes. I felt comfortable using that as I guess I don't want to say statement, or I guess it was a statement, I guess, as an update, or as you referred to it, Dave. An update from the company. And so it's just, I'm glad that you were there, because clearly I just am having trouble kind of putting everything into words.
Yeah. Another part of me that it just holds back is I'm afraid of upsetting people, like, with my good intentions. Like, I'll if I say something that I think, like, I'm trying to get my thoughts across in support of everything, you hop on Twitter and you see people who will, share their thoughts, and then it'll be 90% of people who agree with it, like, oh, well said, blah blah blah, and then 10% have a problem with it, and they're just ripping this person apart who had good intentions. And even the thing that we put out, we had a couple people who were, like, not into what we said, and it pissed them off. And so, I don't know. It's just tough to get your thoughts out there sometimes. That's not an excuse, but
part of the reason I posted what I posted on Scaries, I posted a quote from somebody else, and I just put my thoughts in the caption, even though they weren't that eloquent. But it kind of speaks to what you're saying now, and it's how I have kind of felt. It's that don't ignore what's happening because it makes you uncomfortable. Not everyone has to be an activist, but ignoring the conversation is a dangerous, privileged position. The second I read that, I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
That was kind of what I read in order to stop me from being worried about saying something for fear of saying the wrong thing, when it makes way more sense to say something and get the thoughts out there. And honestly, I don't think I don't think people with platforms necessarily deserve praise for talking about this.
Nah.
And so, like, when people say, like, thank you or whatever, like, it's just share things, put your own thoughts out there. Admittedly, I'm trying not to read a lot of the comments because I don't want to get into dialogues with people who are, I don't know, that's not right, because by just talking about it on a podcast, we're talking to people who might be in the same position as us, who might not understand the importance of speaking out on it. But I don't know. It's hard to read all the things going on, and it's hard to take in all the content that people are putting out there, negative or positive.
True. Well said.
I don't know.
No, I was.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I'm so gassed mentally.
I get it.
Not just from not like saying like yesterday was like a labor. Like it's just a lot of different things.
It's a lot.
I've got diverticulitis.
Dude, do you want to talk about your diverticulitis, David?
Dude, I'm 35. Yeah, so I was out Thursday. That's a weird segue, but I guess I did it to myself. Yeah, I was out Thursday. After the live stream Friday or Wednesday night, I messaged Will because Will and I both drank the same beer, and it was a craft beer. And it was very strong. It was very good. Shout out Paradox.
Yeah.
And I hit up Will, and I was like, dude, did that beer upset your stomach? Like, did it make it feel? And Will's like, no, I'm good, man. I actually drank like a few more. I was like, oh, shit.
Well, I
Good
was
for
like,
you.
when you reached out to me about it, I was like, man, I get why this could upset Dave's stomach, though, because Dave's not drinking 8% tall boys all the time.
I'm not.
And I'm not either, but I could see how that could immediately upset my stomach. And then I was like, oh, this could hurt old Davey over here.
Well, so I noticed, like, I just had, like, some pain in my lower abdomen, and it felt weird. It was, like, crampy, and it was like, am I about to crap my pants? Like, I was on crap my pants watch all night. And it was like, am I gassy? Like, what's this about? And I kind of had body aches. I was like, oh, cool, body aches. That's, you know, where that can go. That can lead down a bunch of different roads. So I did what any normal person would do. I took a high amount of Benadryl and a melatonin and went to bed at like 9:50. And woke up next morning, got like a full night's sleep. But when I went to bed, like when I got under the covers, I was freezing. Took my temperature, didn't have a fever, or at least it didn't show up. And next morning, I messaged y'all. I was like, dude, I can't do the pod. Something's up. And I was thinking like salmonella. Did I not air fry the air enough on my chicken thighs?
We were thinking appendicitis.
Yeah,
when you told us
I was
symptoms.
about to say goodbye to your appendix.
So I think we talked about it. Dylan, you've had your appendix out.
Yeah.
And on WebMD, I was looking up stuff, and like appendicitis was a real potential candidate, right? And I was like, fuck, that's serious. I got to get, and you got to get to it early. Otherwise it ruptures, right? And it's a big deal.
And then you're in serious trouble.
So my wife took me to ER, went in. Dude, which, by the way, the little ER over by Alamo on Slaughter is sick. Like,
Swag?
They're the best. It's so clean. It's so, like,
Dude,
pristine.
hell yes.
They were great. It worked out perfect. There was nobody in there. So they brought me back there, checked me out, did a CT scan, and it's a diverticulitis.
When's the last time you even like did any like swimming or like deep like spearing of fishes or anything like that?
Yeah, no, that's a great question.
You've always been like a pencil boy too, so I don't understand. Like, you're usually not going head first into the water.
I did some spelunking not long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, man, diver or diverticulitis, as it's known to some, it affects the lower abdomen, I guess like the part of your colon way down there, and treated with antibiotics. It can be caused by diet. She asked me if I eat a lot of red meat, and I was like,
Yeah,
I'm a meatloaf guy on TV, so
yeah, like, have you seen me on the Food Network?
like, yeah, have you seen my work across numerous platforms?
Travel Channel.
Oh, I got a call yesterday from my mom regarding someone's face being on the Golf Channel yesterday. By the way,
Your face.
yeah.
your face.
It was
Yeah.
mine and Dylan's.
The texts are still trickling in from people who haven't heard from a long time.
Golf
Did I
Channel's
just
getting a
see
lot
you
of
on
run out of
TV?
that.
Yeah. It's other channels too that are airing it, by the way. It's not just Golf Channel.
I was fast forwarding through something the other day, some commercials that something I DVR'd, and I saw a Bird Dogs commercial come up. I was like, hold on, Sally, go back a little bit. I haven't seen this yet.
Did you see it? Were we
No,
on
a
it?
different commercial.
Oh, okay.
Different commercial.
I haven't seen it yet.
But yeah, so it's not as serious as the appendix, and it's treated. I'm nuking my system with 2 different antibiotics right now, and I'm kind of out of it from that, man. Antibiotics, I'm not a big fan of, and like
Is it weird? Is your body all thrown off right now because
Yeah.
you're so used to probiotics instead of antibiotics?
Well, I'm cannonballing, man. I'm going anti and pro.
I'm worried about
supplementing both.
All the biotics are like, whoa, what's going on? He's
Hey,
anti
man,
now.
whoa, dude, chill.
He was pro just a
Hey,
minute ago.
Chill
I swear.
vibes in your gut biome. So, ironically, I have the trash gut biome.
I was gonna say, like, do we need to like
yeah,
start?
dude, fuck you.
Do we need to start like thinking about that? I feel bad for Dylan. this
Seriously,
entire
man.
time.
Put some respect
I mean-
on my gut biome.
I mean, Dylan's is still trash. I think he's at an advantage, though, because he's actually already had his appendix out.
Ah.
You might get diverticulitis though.
Oh, man, come on.
I couldn't. All I could do. So, admittedly, I didn't know what diverticulitis was.
I'd heard of it.
It's one of those things that you hear in a commercial.
sounds
that
like
it's
an
if
old
you have
guy's
diverticulitis,
disease.
don't. I mean, it kind of. When I looked it up because to appropriately show sorrow to you, and I
Yeah.
looked it up, I started learning that it occurs naturally in men over the age of 40. And then I started reading more, and I was like, okay, I now have the appropriate response to Dave about his diverticulitis. And I think I just said, oh man, that's tough. What a sweetheart I am.
Yeah, I had never
Tough
seen
scene.
it. I had never
Mega
seen
tough
that
scene.
word before, so I didn't really know how to. I didn't know how serious it was. I was like, oh, damn, man. Sorry to hear.
I did get a COVID test, the swab.
You got the up the nose thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get the results?
No, it's backed up. I keep checking the LabCorp. They said it was supposed to take 2 days, and now they're like, oh, it could be like 5 days. I'm
Damn.
like,
I've heard it
That's a-
tickles.
it tickles. It's not okay. So they set it up where it's gonna be like awful. They're like, just to let you know, it's not a good one. It's a bad, And I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. I'm on Twitter. I do tweets. I've seen the videos.
I'm verified.
She brought it in, pulled it out, and I thought it was gonna be like a thick ass Q-tip. It's not. It's like a very skinny little thing with like a tiny little flare out at the end that they just shove up there, and they just twirl it around for like 5 seconds or less, and it's not that bad.
Both
It makes
sides
you-
or just one?
Just one. Makes your eye water and you want to sneeze. And she was adamant. She's like, "Do not grab my hand when I'm doing this." So apparently they've had issues with people like
Did you sit on your hands?
instinctively. Yeah, I was preparing to get myself a stranger.
Because, dude, I would have had to sit on my hands. There's no way that I would have been able to keep my hand away from, like, swatting them away with something like that.
Yeah,
Dikembe.
I did not.
Get away from the nose.
I would love to know the story about someone just like grabbing the nurse's hand, like,
Oh.
"Get it out."
Yeah, I heard it's not painful. Just it
It
tickles
tickles.
and feels.
It's
It's a
like-
weird sensation.
It's weird. I think most people, not to stunt, but I had a deviated septum and I had that surgery done, and most people don't realize how far back the sinus cavity goes. They never had anything all the way back in there. So I was a little bit ready for it. I've had a camera go back there, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. Stomach's about 90%. I was eating. I was on a liquid diet for a couple days. A lot of bone broth.
Cutting face.
I was cutting. Yeah, I had to make weight, and looks like my diet will be altered going forward. If seriously, I wanted to tweet this, but I was like, I can't tweet this right now because like it would just, I don't know. If anybody has any experience with this or a family member like and has any tips on like diet, let me know.
Dude, just holler at Dave.
I would love to know because, dude, it's such a weird feeling in your stomach, and like I don't want this to happen every month or every year. Like it's just unbearable.
Well, now I'm sitting around like, do I have diverticulitis? Like, I woke up this morning, and as someone who had a large amount of barbecue for dinner last night, I was like, oh man, my stomach doesn't feel good right now. Do I have diverticulitis like Dave? Am I gonna have to miss today's episode and like go take antibiotics? It's like, no, dude, you just ate too much barbecue.
Yeah, apparently I did too, but over like my entire life.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to me. Good news though. I have the honor of getting a colonoscopy very soon. So,
Huge.
Serious?
oh yeah,
Huge.
cannot wait.
I've still never had one.
Colonoscopy season cannot get here soon enough.
I am dreading that hardcore.
What do they actually do?
You put a camera up your butthole.
Which I mean, we've all been there.
Do they numb anything?
I don't-
Or do
I-
they just like go in?
Actually, I don't know.
Can they just knock you out and do it and be like, wake you up? All right, you're done, man.
I would prefer if I could get knocked out for every single thing I do at a doctor's office. Like, if I have anything happen to me, I just knock me out and do whatever you need to do with my body in order to tell me what I need
Yeah.
to do moving forward.
Just have your way with me and then wake me up.
If I'm getting my teeth clean, like give me the laughing gas. Like just put
Yeah.
me down, chill me out.
Wake me up before you check my butthole.
That's good.
Wait, you have to get it because of what?
It makes me more at risk for colon cancer, and not to get too into it, but family history is not
Okay.
great
Right.
for a number of things. So
Right.
yeah, so they say at 40 they say at 40 is like, unless you're at risk, like you should get your prostate checked in some fashion. And I'm 35. I'm not like Dylan's age or anything, but I figure now's a good time to get it done.
Should we just all go do it in solidarity?
Let's hold hands.
It's like, hey, can you guys get 3 doctors in the same room?
No, we all like.
Can we just have Randy going with
We're
a
all
GoPro?
heads together. Like
Can Randy do it?
Yeah, Randy can just. We hired a video guy for a
He's
reason.
got a GoPro.
Yeah.
That has like the little head mount.
That's how like the coronavirus colonoscopy procedure is. It's like, well, do you have any friends with a GoPro? Because we can guide you through FaceTime.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
well, Dave, I'm glad that you're gonna be okay.
T's and P's to me, man. It's just real tough.
Yeah. Hey, man, we're gonna get you through it.
It's a tough scene, man.
It is interesting. Like, she told me to get on probiotics, and I feel like I get a good amount of those naturally. But so I bought like this really nice over-the-top Central Market supplement because I'm like, man, I'm not gonna lose my gut biome to this. And I'm like, how does this work? Because it's like your antibiotics going in there and clearing out all the bacteria, and then you're like overnight throwing in the good stuff again. And then it goes out, and it's like a cycle. It's like, is my gut just like a battleground right now for biotics?
Dude, it's a war zone in there.
Dude.
Everyone's just bowed up. Like, what's up? Let's do this.
The Mrs. Dad.
Can we talk about El Negro, the Chilean protest dog?
Please, man.
Thought you'd never ask. Did you guys see this? Did you guys hear about this?
I just saw a picture of this badass looking dog.
I retweeted it. It's from @respectable law. He is the respectable lawyer, if there is such a thing.
Wow.
Come on. And anyway, it's a fun. I think it's a fun thread. During all this, it's about what's become like a hero in Chile, and it's El Negro Matapacos, the heroic Chilean protest dog who hated the police, and apparently he was a stray he would just show up to student protests in 2011. I honestly, I'll admit, I don't know the nature of those protests, but he gained fame for never hurting a civilian, but always turned aggressive against the police.
What the hell?
Okay, apparently that name translates to black cop killer.
Yeah, which I that sounds bad.
Yeah,
I don't think he was. Yeah, it's not what you think. He is a black dog.
He's Chilean.
Yeah.
It's different over there.
He was fiercely protective of protesters. There's photos accompanying each one of the tweets. And he was in like the shit with the protesters getting like,
dude,
he was getting hosed by like the, the power of the water spray and stuff and getting tear gassed.
Oh yeah.
And he was just about it. And there's one, I don't know if you saw this one, Dylan, but he was actually, there's just a photo of him just mounting another dog in front
Dave,
of like
mid
I'm currently
protest.
staring at that
mid protest, just getting in a mid,
That's fantastic.
just bringing
a
the
quick
ruckus.
mounting.
Okay, this dog, he might hate cops, but he loves water because every time they get the water cannon out, he's just jumping right up in that
Well, it
stuff.
says he hated the water cannons, but he never retreated.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Respect then.
Dogs don't like being sprayed with water. They like trying to get it in their mouth, but I don't think they love getting sprayed.
No, I don't think so. But there's just so many photos. He passed away of old age.
Aw.
But he is like a borderline saint. Like there's like a translation here, the patron saint of protesters and street dogs.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I just saw that one.
Yeah, it's really good.
This is hilarious. I just saw the original.
Dude, they
picture
have
when I
like
saw
they
it.
have like
Oh, there's a parade.
they're crowd surfing a giant figurine of
Yes.
El Negro.
Of El Negro.
That's sick.
Like I want to be crowd surfed like this dog.
See, man,
This dog
Will,
really is like
you
a,
could
a
be
hero.
You could be the Chilean protest sock.
Yeah. Should I be the American protest sock?
We need Will in these times.
I know.
Yeah, man, that's really funny.
I don't think Rosie has this in her.
Yeah, I was wondering if Randy was made up of this, and Randy's just been too pampered. That's my fault.
Yeah, Rosie won't even play fetch around other dogs at this point, so it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? She's not much of a protest dog.
Man, they
This is
love this
awesome.
dog.
This dog's tight, man.
Dude, there's like cartoons.
Yeah. A true hero.
If you are knowledgeable in Chilean history or Chilean politics and know any more about this dog, feel free to chime in, man. I would love to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Postmates real quick?
Please.
I don't know if you guys are like me, but you're probably starting to think about what to eat for dinner or even lunch right now because you guys are just hungry boys
My
constantly.
stomach is grumbling right now.
I love food, and that's why I love using Postmates. But I kind of love them even more right now because I can get food delivered without even leaving the house or even opening the door. Given what's going on in the world, they created non-contact deliveries. So when I order from local restaurants, everything gets left right outside the door. They also have Postmates Pickup, which you can use to order takeout from your local restaurants as well. So listen up. You guys need to be supporting your neighborhood spots right now. I've only been ordering local because it's a great way to support my community. And Postmates doesn't just deliver burgers and sushi. They actually make life easier by picking up everything you need from Walgreens and 7-Eleven and dropping it outside my door. No one wants to go to Walgreens right now.
Nah.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah, when like that percentage of your business is like a pharmacy, like I'm not trying to go in there.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, but you can wait in line. It's like, yeah, I would love to go get in the line of 20 cars out there. No, just Postmates
No,
this
that's
stuff.
against my green initiative anyway.
Just Postmates it.
Postmate.
It's the move.
Postmate.
Yeah. Do they have an Australian wing that just does that? Like the receptionist just answers every single time? Postmates.
They just throw it. They're like the mailman's in the post. Like, throw it down to the post, mate. The English, but I don't know. I've lost it.
Dude, I'm just trying to order like healthy restaurant local meals.
Yeah, me too.
For
I'll be
limited-
using this often in with Diet Point oh coming soon.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get real creative now. Yeah. Yep. For a limited time, Postmates is giving our listeners $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days. To start your free deliveries, download the app and use code CIRCLING. That's code CIRCLING for $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days when you download the Postmates app. Anything you need, anytime you need it. Postmate it. You guys hear about this Florida high school that held their graduation ceremony on jet skis?
I did.
Absolutely lit. During the whole coronavirus thing, people have been talking about how bad they feel for these like seniors who like can't go back to school because like your second semester senior year, I don't know about you guys, like
It was lit.
I didn't lift a finger.
No.
I almost quit the tennis team just so I could make sure I had nothing I had to even think
It
about.
was an extended vacation, basically.
Yeah. And like, to be honest, if I had to miss like walking for my high school graduation, probably wouldn't have been that big a deal in my eyes. I actually don't even think I wanted to even walk in the first place because it's just boring. But like, if they would have told me then, like, hey, what if we did this on jet skis? Then I'm like, you know what?
I would say bring on COVID.
You're tickling my fantasy. Or
Somerset-
my whoa.
And your fantasy.
And my fantasy.
Ooh.
That is my fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Somerset Island Prep in Key West, Florida.
You got to think that like,
If you have island in the name of your high school, you know it's a situation.
yes. Well, okay. So what the bummer about this is I was hoping it was like one of those massive schools. Like this is a small school that's doing it. This school, like, it says nearly 12 now graduates of the public charter school each drove a jet ski to an anchored boat where the school's principal handed them their diploma. The principal handed the students their diplomas with a grabber, though in order to ensure social distancing protocols due to coronavirus, blah, 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 they followed the correct thing. But you remember those grabbers you'd get at the toy store that just had like the little thing at the end? That's what he was,
My
he was
dad
handing out
uses
diplomas
it.
with that.
I think my dad has one to pick up shit with.
Oh, he's just chilling, like grabbing a beer off like the counter.
Yeah.
Like, here.
Man, is this the gnarliest graduation ever?
Well, so they have a video of it, and I'm not going to play the video because I don't think like 90% of the people listening to this are listening and not actually watching on YouTube at youtube.com/watchmedia. I have to say, I thought I was going to hate the video. I actually ended up loving it. It also kind of reminded me of Ozark, where they hand out their drugs and Bibles.
Dude, the one thing I couldn't get past in Ozark, like along those lines, was the floating church. Is that a thing? Is that real? Like the church on a boat, right?
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Really?
Dude, yeah.
Come on, man.
Probably.
You can do church anywhere, I guess.
Yeah.
We did virtual church on Easter morning.
You did an e-church?
Yeah.
You ever been to a cowboy church before?
What's that?
No, it's a Texas phenomenon that
It's cowboys.
it's called cowboy church, and you'll see if you're driving on 35, you'll see trucks with the stickers, and it's like a cowboy kneeling with his hat off in front of a cross. Which look,
It's
I'm
a
not
church for
judging.
cowboys. All right.
It's just a church for a very specific.
The pews
Set
there
of
must just
people
be
and the
like absolutely
cowboys.
ruined with like like the 6-shooters just slamming into it all the time, like
Spurs.
all the chaps and everything. Yeah, like you try to kneel at that cowboy church and you get a spur right in the tush.
I think they probably don't have a no weapons policy there. It's probably just you bring whatever you want.
Every Sunday they challenge the devil to a duel at noon.
They're sipping Lone Stars instead of doing communion.
Instead of communion.
Bartender, whiskey,
Tortilla chips and Lone Star. God. I mean,
this is a chill situation.
yes, these kids they're in there all their garb, which I don't know how they're keeping the hats on their head because anytime I get on a jet ski, the first thought in my head is how fast can I go?
Yeah.
And I think my cap would just be long gone.
Yeah, no cap. Like I'm not wearing a cap.
No cap.
Oh yeah. Huh. See what I did? I'm not that. I don't know how that's staying on. Like there's video like this one girl is absolutely like hauling ass.
Yeah, they're just cruising.
Was there like buoys that like designated like a no wake zone before the transfer of the diploma?
Dude, if it's my graduation day, I'm saying fuck those buoys.
The water off of Key West, it is so nice. It's emerald green, man. Love to see that.
Dude, I would be the dude who just comes in hot and just does like a sharp turn and just sprays all the administration.
Spray everyone on the boat. Your principal.
Yeah, suck on that.
Hey, do you want to hear what Todd German said? Somerset Academy's governing board chair.
Been waiting.
Of course, his name's Todd.
Yeah, like this school. It says that it's a public charter school, but I get a feeling that these kids this ain't your grandma's public school.
Okay, it says nearly 12 now graduates. Was that the entire graduating class or just one group of people who decided to do this?
I don't know. Can you imagine not deciding to do that? That's
can you imagine saying no thanks?
If you're a rising senior right now, are you just like, so what are we doing next year? But Todd said the idea of having a jet ski graduation is the perfect example of the innovative mindset that permeates Somerset Island Prep.
Go Todd, man.
Is that the perfect example?
Yeah, that's right, Todd.
I feel
it probably gets better than that. Todd.
The move would be to get your diploma and then just do a U-turn and just go back into the middle of the ocean, fade away into the sun.
How did they not hand out diplomas with message in a bottle kind of things?
Oh,
that's
man.
the move.
Yeah. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
The police did it first.
Man, how do they build the little ships inside those bottles?
I don't know. I had one as a kid, and
blows
I would
my
spend
mind.
hours just staring at that thing. It's like,
They have to assemble it inside the thing with tweezers or something. Like, how do you?
I think they're inflatable.
I don't think they are, Dave.
It just seems really annoying. I always thought that the people that did the paintings with a strand of hair on top of a needle thing, I was like, what? Why is that what you're dedicating your life to? It's like, dude, no one cares that you created the Mona Lisa on that needle. It's literally the least significant thing I've ever seen.
I just wonder how they do it. Actually, I don't. I want to keep the mystery alive. So if you know, don't tell me.
Yeah, if we have any ship bottle makers out there, please do not. If you have diverticulitis, reach out to Dave. If you make ships for a living inside bottles, do not talk to Dylan or me.
Maybe they make the bottle around the ship.
Also, maybe that's possible.
It's hard to say.
There's probably the technology there to do that.
I'm kind of bummed that in quarantine I never had a thing that I just did. I didn't learn a new skill in quarantine. I really wanted to learn a new skill and come out of this with my head held high, and no, I'm just kind of playing a lot of FIFA.
Yeah. I kind of got into soccer.
Yeah. Bundesliga Dave.
Bundesliga.
Oh.
Dortmund.
You actually watched more soccer this weekend than I did.
That might be 2 weeks in a row.
I know. I only caught a little yesterday. I'm sorry. It's just been tough for me.
It got away from the team playing Dortmund very quickly.
That'll happen.
It was once. Yeah, it was just I was texting you about it, and I was like, "So what's the deal? Which one of these teams is do I need to root for?" And then I looked up. It was 2-1, then it was 3-1, and then it was 4-1.
I went back and I listened to the time when you guys asked me about Bundesliga, what its standing is, and everything like that. I could not have done a more terrible job of describing what was going on, and I very much apologize.
Sorry.
It's okay. Can we just pull back the curtain and say what we got going on in here?
Yeah, look, I got to keep Parks occupied during this, and he's been working me since I got a text from Randy right when we started recording saying, hey, he wants to play on your phone. He's got a bunch of games on my phone that he plays.
Oh, we know.
And he's been working me this whole time. He keeps I I look back and he's peeking his head through the window. I know what he's trying to ask me, and so finally I gave in. So I handed my phone to Dave to pass to
It was
the
a
homie.
no contact delivery. Hey, mash the button. Mid pod air sip.
Oh wow!
You can only get that on the video.
Dude, Dave just air sipped. Imagine.
Dude, okay, can we, not to run back some Patreon content or anything like that, none of us rode for air sips that hard. We just thought it was kind of a gnarly way of describing
I think
what it was.
Dude, it's just the air. It sounds tight.
I think it's kind of funny, but yeah, I'm not like.
People acted like, the comments made it sound like we were like, oh, dude, it's called an air sip.
Yeah, it wasn't a burger one-handed deal.
I
didn't think.
I'm glad that I didn't have like a great name for it because I just don't like sharing drinks with people.
I didn't have a name.
Yeah,
for
I
it.
agree with that.
It's just a non-contact sip. That's all
Even
it
when
is.
Sally's like, can I have a sip of something? I'm like, what if you just got your own? Like, gross. Sick. Do you guys see the NASA chief?
Oh, tell
NASA's
me more.
chiefing now.
Tell me more about this.
The NASA chief is, quote, all in for Tom Cruise to film on the space station.
It would make sense as Tom Cruise is very likely a CIA asset. I have no evidence to prove that.
I don't hate the theory. This is from the AP. It says NASA is rolling out the International Space Station's red carpet for Tom Cruise to make a movie in orbit. The space agency's administrator, Jim Bridenstine, said before Wednesday's planned launch of 2 NASA astronauts aboard SpaceX rocket that Elon Musk company is already getting customers eager to blast off, that Cruise is one of them. He says he'll be leaving it to Cruise and SpaceX to provide mission details.
This is tight.
Okay, yeah. I mean, like, is it necessary?
No.
I mean, Interstellar was pretty good, and they didn't do that
Okay, I don't know anything.
in space.
I don't know anything about SpaceX. I know
It's extreme space.
I know Elon is a major player here. So but Elon Musk is also like a little unhinged.
Yeah.
So like why are we prioritizing Tom Cruise going to space before like I don't know, just doing shit in space that we like might just want to do?
We sent some dudes up there yesterday.
Yeah, so I'm still naturally I have not been that into the space stuff because my timeline's been filled with racial injustice, so it's been kind of on the back burner.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar with what we're doing in space right now.
I don't know the purpose.
Yeah, I don't know the purpose behind the mission, but this was the first ever collab between a government agency, or not agency, but NASA, government entity, I guess I should say, and a private one, which is SpaceX, which is kind of cool. They work together.
Jim Bridenstine, or whatever his name was, I don't know if it was Jim. Yeah, Jim Bridenstine also said that he, how did I just lose this quote? He said, the question is, can Tom Cruise make a new movie that inspires the next generation's Elon Musk? And if he can do that, then we're all for it. NASA's all in.
Man, I hope it doesn't take a Tom Cruise movie to do.
Yeah,
that.
it would be great if the world wasn't inspired by Tom Cruise movies. But that's just me. But how many fighter pilots out there saw Top Gun when they were a little kid and were like, that's what I want to do now?
Yeah, I mean, I at least thought about it for like an hour when I was like 12.
Yeah, it never panned out for you.
Yeah, I didn't have the eyesight.
Parks wants to drive a tank in the Army.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think he knows what all goes into joining the Army and all that,
Yeah.
but I'm all for it if you can get there.
Yeah.
Dream
big.
I mean, driving a tank does sound tight, but I feel like I wouldn't have the speed that I want.
I told him, I said, what about a fighter jet, man? He goes, it's too dangerous.
I used to want to drive the
Okay.
He's right.
Okay.
It's a lot more safe inside of a tank than maybe in a fighter jet.
Yeah.
Is it? I
I
feel like
don't-
you're a sitting duck
I
in the
don't-
tank. I don't know.
I don't
I guess
know.
it depends on your warfare.
Like when it comes to the military, I don't know our capabilities at all. I would like to see how much a tank can endure, because I've never really thought about that.
Most of what a tank can endure is, my knowledge of it at least, is based upon Band of Brothers, Saving Private Ryan, and Call of Duty.
Sticky bombs, man.
Sticky bombs.
They took him down.
I used to want to drive the No Limit tank.
Oh, shit.
Oh, do they have one?
Yeah.
You're a no-limit soldier.
Yeah, that was my late 90s. That's the only tank I wanted to hop in.
Yeah. Oh,
Like P was in there. He was the colonel.
shit.
Master P was?
Yeah, he's the colonel of the motherfucking tank.
How many NBA games did he play in?
Okay, this came up recent. I don't know. I feel like it was like, Tony Romo when he retired, he suited up with the Mavs and did the layup line. He didn't actually play. Was it one of those deals, or did he play like actual minor league basketball?
Well, his name's Percy Robert Miller.
Yes.
And it says he was signed to 2 separate NBA contracts in the late 1990s, playing for both the Charlotte Hornets and the Toronto Raptors during the 1998 and 1999 preseason, respectively. He also owns his own basketball league, which I did not know, called the Global Mixed Gender Basketball, GMGB.
I did a couple years there.
I also did not know that he went by the Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to a lot of Master P back in the day.
No Limit was big for us. That was big. This is when I was still playing football and basketball. That was like big locker room.
I bought a couple, or at least one Master P CD when I was a kid, for sure.
Get OD's iconic. Yeah, I averaged 11 and 6 in the GBD or whatever.
He's the Ice Cream Man.
Apparently he got 8 points in one game.
That's sick. It's 8 more than I ever had in the pros. I just had a cup of coffee.
Preach, man.
Did you? Throw it to the post, mate.
Is that what the coach says?
That was Jerry Sloan yelling at John Stockton.
Australian basketball. Throw it to the post, mate.
He did drop 17 in the 2008 McDonald's NBA All-Star game.
Did he ever do Jock Jam?
He had to have done
Dude, that's
Rock and
right
Jock.
up his alley. Plus,
Dude,
he was hot.
He was probably like the best.
He had to have. I feel like we need to do a rewatch of these or something. Remember the hoop that they had that was like 50 feet in the air and people were just chucking it up
Dude,
there?
that was so much fun. Dude, Timberlake was just feeding him out there, just hitting tray bombs.
Oh, I also love the baseball one. I think the baseball one was like just as entertaining as the
Yeah,
basketball
it was
one.
awesome. They got some legit big names to do those too because they were so much fun.
Yeah, the biggest names. The biggest names. I don't know how they haven't brought that back. Like, I want to see Dan Cortez facing off against Justin Bieber.
Dude, Dan Cortez, but he's on rollerblades.
Why was the person getting arrested on rollerblades?
It was in Austin.
Yeah, what happened here?
I don't know, man. She probably hit like a Royale on the wrong rail.
Something tells me that she wasn't like aggressive skating.
Was she on quads?
No, she was on inline skates, man. She looked like a savage.
I hope to never get arrested, but if I do get arrested, I hope that they're rolling me away with rollerblades on.
Dude, that's ideal.
That's the chillest way to get
arrested. I had so
arrested.
many thoughts when I saw that. Like, did they take them off before they put her in the car? Like, was she sitting in the back of the car cuffed with blades on?
Dude, look at this. Like, I just searched Rock and Jock basketball, and like one of the first photos that pops up is Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Flea just like in the post together, like trying to get room.
Oh, dude.
That was an intense mashup.
You would not want to
Matchup
catch an elbow from Flea down on the post.
I'll tell you this. JTT was not slapping the Rock as hard as possible when he pulled down a rebound.
He's soft, man.
Yeah. I mean, why was Dan Cortez just in every single one of these?
Dude, he was the MTV guy.
He was the guy.
Yeah.
Dude, what's he doing now?
I think he had a cameo, not a cameo, but he was in a couple Seinfeld episodes.
It wouldn't take that much swaying for me to just blindly give Dan Cortez a podcast for the Wash Media Network.
Dan Cortez. I'm going to Google this guy.
People also ask, what happened to Dan Cortez? Is Dan Cortez dead?
I hope that like, I mean, I know that we might not be doing this forever, guys. Like, I hope that we don't get to the point where like people are just Googling, is Will DeFreeze dead?
He's 52 now. Apparently still
he
alive.
was Tony on Seinfeld.
I guarantee that he was he's still hot.
He is a very handsome older man.
He
Absolutely.
looks like he's kind of got a Keith Urban vibe to him or something. Like he's had some work done. The hair's probably not real, but it's fine.
He's 52? Yeah, he's a 9 or 10 for 52 years old. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's up there with like Rob Lowe.
I don't know how recent this is, but yeah, he's
shit.
doing all right.
Yeah, my theory was right. Dan Cortez is an absolute snack to this day.
Yeah. Shouts to Dan.
Yep, I think he's, if my eyes aren't mistaking me, I think he's been with the same lady for a really long time. Good for him. Dude, maybe Cortez is just like a really stand-up guy and we just don't know it. Or there's some stuff out there and there's a reason that he's going away.
But this is the Dan Cortez I remember right here. We're just looking at pictures.
Yeah.
That doesn't make for good.
No, but the Dan Cortez we all know is, backwards fitted cap,
Long hair.
Hair just flowing, smile like you've never seen before. You can get lost in that dude's smile.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
So yeah, that's. I don't think we talked more than 2 seconds on Tom Cruise filming in space. What did we know? What they're filming in space? Like what the premise of this is? Are they doing? They're not doing like a Mission Impossible in space, right?
That's
along those lines.
I thought
I'm
that
sure.
was it.
I don't know. Is
I
he
could-
that all in? Like, does he have a part ownership of the Mission Impossible movies?
I bet. Yeah, he's probably getting some points on
Is
it.
he an
They're
executive
tight
producer
movies.
or anything?
The
at this
most
point?
recent one was real good.
Didn't see it still. Maybe
Real
I'll check
good.
it out. We're thinking about getting a new TV in our bedroom, so maybe that's the first thing I toss on there. Wow. Yeah, our current TV does this really awesome thing, like numerous times an hour, where it just switches to a different input without like telling you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I want to get one of those.
Yeah, it's good. Very sick.
Very cool.
Any TV recommendations anyone has out there, just holler at your boy, because we talked about this the other day. I don't understand why TVs are like just plummeting in price, and it makes me just think that every single one of them is shitty.
Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day, if you wanted a 35-inch flat screen TV, you had to pay like $500. Now it's like, all right, give me $100 and I'll get you.
Anytime a new technology is released, like the older ones, they just go way down. Like OLED is the jam now. They're still really expensive. Really expensive.
I didn't even know it was pronounced OLED.
What is OLED?
OLED.
What does that mean?
I don't know what the O. I forgot what the O stands for, but that's top of the line. And like a 65-inch OLED is like a couple grand.
Really?
Yeah.
So your boy shouldn't be. I shouldn't be shopping in the OLED section.
1,500.
That's
It's still a lot.
That's still higher than what I wanted, Dylan.
I try to stay under 4 digits with TV.
Yeah, I've never bought a TV. I don't think I've ever bought a TV more than like $350.
Even though the TV is probably your centerpiece, it's just like it's so hard to justify like dropping $1,200 or whatever when there's one that looks a lot like it for 6 or 4.
Yeah.
I was in Best Buy before I got my latest TV, and the guy was going over like all the differences and everything. He said this one has like the color just pops on this one, explaining why it was more expensive. And I said I'm kind of colorblind. He goes, "Oh, you don't want this TV? Then come get this one. It's basically the same for you, but it's $600 less." Thanks, sir.
Wow,
it was funny,
dude.
Shouts to him.
Yeah, he's just honest with me. He's gotten that.
Finally pays off for you.
He's gotten that question before. Clearly.
Yeah, no. Did they give you do you do any gaming? Do you do a lot of gaming? Watching a lot of movies on this?
Do you watch sports? Like
you watch a lot of sports. Yeah,
of course
this is the one.
Come on, man.
Because like if you're watching
The fast movement of the sports, like you need a fast processor.
you'll notice it with the golf ball as it's flying across the screen. You'll see a little bit of a streak. Like it's very subtle, but it's noticeable. So that you'll want this one. It's the 12K.
Just tell us, Dave. Did you work at a Best Buy?
No.
Okay.
I
could see you parlaying your sandwich artist time with being like the TV guy at Best Buy.
Wait, did I? No, I didn't. No. The Subway and UPS are my
If you had to work at any store in the mall, what would you work for?
sharper image.
Yeah. Sit in the massage chair all day?
Yeah, and just be on the cutting edge of technology all day.
I feel like the Brookstone and Sharper Image guys definitely think that they're like better than every other
They do.
person at the mall.
They do.
They're like,
They're selling people the future.
yeah.
It's like they've seen what's next. They know.
They're the Elon Musk of mall employees.
That's where Elon got his start.
Really? That's really cool.
It's not talked about.
No, it's literally not talked about.
I know where Dylan would work. Dylan would work at Lids.
I was going to say, you put out Lids vibes.
No way, dude. I hate that place.
It's kind of stressful how many hats are on the wall.
too
there.
many hats.
Flat Bill Central.
Too many hats, and they were always just a little bit out of my price range.
It was always super busy in Lids too, and I was like, how many of these hats have been tried on by other people right now? I want to buy mine online so I can make sure that I get like a crispy boy.
Yeah. That was a weird thing too, trying on a hat, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? You guys disinfecting these like bowling shoes? How does that work? Because I have to try on a hat. I'm very particular about the fit on the hat.
Yeah, you have to.
This brings up a good hypothetical. Like, where would you? What's the number one store to work at in the mall?
It's not Nordstrom because
Dots?
everyone returns Nordstrom stuff, and I feel like I would just convince people to buy stuff, and then my paycheck would get docked like the week later because
And I think they worked them pretty hard.
They also like Nordstrom will take back anything,
Yeah. Oh yeah. No questions
Anything.
asked.
and like
Most of
I
the
don't
time.
want to deal with that.
How is Dippin' Dots not just sold in Sharper Image?
Why
Where's
is
the ice
Dippin'
cream of the
Dots
future?
so amazing?
I used
It's
to
from the
fuck heavy with
future.
the Orange
Sharper
Julius
Image.
place was like my jam back in the day.
Yeah, OLEDs are expensive.
Are you just checking it out? For
I'm on Amazon. They start at around like 1,800 for a.
Are you kidding?
For a 65?
Man,
That's like low.
I take back what I said about TV prices just seeming really low for like what they used to be.
But I don't own an OLED. They're too much.
So, I've inherited both TVs in our apartment right now, so I've spent a total of $0 on TVs. I don't think I've bought one since. I have not bought one since before 2010.
In 2010ish, I got a 54-inch Panasonic plasma for $1,200.
How much is that now? Like $4?
Plasmas that's old technology. They don't even really do it anymore.
Dude. Come on, bro.
What if I wanted one with like magma?
Oh yeah, you can do magma.
Sick.
It's the Sony Magma.
Lasers.
The Sony Magma is like $8,000.
Laser beams.
The Magmavox.
It's 12K. It's crazy resolution.
Will, it wouldn't shock me if you said that you did a couple months or a summer at Hot Topic.
No, I mean, Hot Topic always gave me anxiety because even though I probably would have worn some of the stuff in there, like I felt like a majority of their stuff at the time when I would have been shopping there was like Slipknot and Marilyn Manson T-shirts and things like that. And to be honest, if I'm being honest, Slipknot and Marilyn Manson always scared me. They always made me feel very uncomfortable. And so I always kind of steered away from anything that dealt with them.
Dave's a kiosk guy.
I'm
just harassing people to sell Cricket Wireless.
I'm the one who like walks up to you with my like the mini helicopter I'm flying,
Just like buzzing the tower on people's heads.
or like what's the thing like you pull the string and it just like the circle just shoots out.
Yeah,
it
you
slowly
rip
comes
you
down.
Rip that thing out.
And like I'm like walking in the path.
And you're
of
so
people.
good at it, it just falls right in your lap, man.
No, I'm the dude who, like with the clipboard. Like, you might not coming back taking a survey.
Oh.
We did that,
Dude,
once.
I'm not doing your fucking survey.
We did when we were kids. We did that. And we got creeped out. We got the fuck out.
I could see J-Bone being like the guy when you walk into like a Brookstone. Like he's really good at doing one of the games in there. Like so suspiciously good. It's like how long have you worked here for? So,
Yeah.
like you've been here for about 10 years just doing this game every single day.
No, dude, I would not have minded working at like Fast Forward. Fast Forward was like, did you have that?
No.
It was like
Oh, no.
more. It was like Gadzooks or Hot Topic, but more like
Gadzooks.
more skater friendly.
Spencer's.
Yeah, or dude, PacSun.
PacSun might be the move.
PacSun might be the move because like I feel like that was like a hot clientele.
If you would have told me as a 12-year-old that I could work at Nike Town for the rest of my life, I would have 100% done it.
Foot Locker.
The second we walked into Nike Town in Chicago on vacation, it was like all bets were off. I was like, get me there.
I've never seen a Nike Town before.
Dude, it's heaven.
Dude,
Sounds like it.
one of the most uncomfortable things I've seen at a mall, outside of Abercrombie, they like hired some kid who couldn't have been more than 17 to just stand shirtless, and he was ripped up, like just stand out
Not
there.
okay.
And like there would be like moms with like 12-year-old girls walking by, like, oh my gosh, and like taking pictures of the guy. I'm like, dude, this is creepy.
It's weird, dude.
Wow.
Weird.
Like this dude is like
There's
16.
probably like old, like scummy dads that are like, well, why can't they do that at Victoria's Secret? You know what I'm saying? Dude,
Let's get a girl out here.
we were going through old photos on a Zoom the other day, like with my family. We were just kind of screen sharing and going through some old photos, and there was one of me, and I was wearing an Abercrombie shirt, and it was a shirt that I wore 4 days out of the 5 days of the week at school because I was just obsessed with it, and it was an extra small muscle fit. And that's the only way. It was still baggy on me, but I was like, dude, I'm the only 8th grader wearing Abercrombie because like no one else can fit in
Oh
this
my
shit.
God.
I felt like such a G.
Abercrombie for me. You know who got me into it was Clay, and it was when
Makes
and this will make sense.
Dude, you weren't
because-
shit if you didn't have Abercrombie.
Well, this is before they like pivoted because it was like almost like Orvis. It was like an outdoor brand, like
Yeah.
LL Bean type, and it was like, oh, Abercrombie. Okay, cool. This is like I don't know. It put off like northern fall vibes or something.
Yeah. That's what it used to be. Just a straight
Clay-
up outdoors like fishing hunting company.
Yeah, like Clay got us into it, and like we had like the hats, and we would like curl them,
Oh.
and then they started like really going all in on like the novelty.
Yeah, on like, and then like they started sending out catalogs with like naked chicks in them and stuff.
They did.
God, there was very little swag in
I,
1999.
I had some cargo pants from there. Not proud of it, but I had them.
Man, they had the cargo shorts that hit 6 inches below the knee.
Mm-hmm.
I always hated
They're
the cargo
sick.
shorts that had the strings that were at the bottom.
Yeah,
I
that was
hated
Abercrombie.
The
Hated
fray?
those. Hated them.
The fake fray.
No, they were just like
The straps that
yeah, they
came
looked
down.
like military grade like straps that would
Yeah.
like tighten.
Oh,
versus-
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
why would I need these straps? Like
If you were,
I'm not wading through like a river right now trying to like. I'm not forging anything.
In like 1999, if you didn't have an Abercrombie hat that you cut into a visor, cut the top off and wore it around during the summer, like you were a little bitch.
Yeah.
There's no way I ever did that.
You keep so much shit in those cargo shorts.
Or had a fish hook in the bill.
Oh, I hated that.
Oh, that's dude.
I made fun of you if you did
It
that.
let people know.
I had an
A hook and a
Abercrombie hat.
frayed bill.
It was
like
the original Peaky
You rub
Blinders.
the end of the bill on the sidewalk to get it to fray.
Yeah.
Trash.
No, you got to buy it frayed.
You can just do it yourself.
I remember just taking like a Coke can and just wrapping my hat around the Coke can and then putting rubber bands around it so that it would have like the most aggressive like flex of all time. And it was what a terrible look.
I still don't know what's cool on regular hat bills.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know either.
I've posted some photos with hats and people are like, "Don't be afraid to curl that bill, bud." And I'm like, if you curl it too much, you look like you're a high school baseball guy.
Yeah.
Or something, which is weird because like now like college baseball guy, or at least a while ago, was like flat bill, like aggressive flat bill.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like I don't know it's all over the map with the bill curling.
Yeah, I don't know what to do either.
Overly curled is a bad look.
Correct.
And you don't
Correct.
want a visible crease either.
No. Yeah, I didn't know what to do.
What about the bottle caps around the bill of the hat? You
Never
see that?
did.
No.
That's the worst.
That was so bad.
Dude, that sounds pretty chill. I might do that.
Like one of those white collegiate hats, those were very popular.
I still like those hats.
I do too. They're classic.
I don't know why we don't see more of those around.
I just remember walking into Abercrombie and just sneezing because it just smelled like bad cologne.
I mean, after I had that one shirt that fit me because it was muscle fit and extra small, I would just go to every single T-shirt in the store and try to find like, all right, muscle fit. Extra. Nope, they don't have this.
Those collegiate hats, the most popular one was South Carolina because it just said Cox across it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had a good Michigan
With the
hat
Gamecocks, David.
Yeah.
I had a really good Michigan one, and a nice-looking young lady stole it from me at a tailgate, and I never saw it again.
Nice, dude.
See?
I was like,
Sick.
"Oh, dude, she wants my hat. I'm in with her." And then all of a sudden, I was just at the game,
She just
like,
wanted the
getting
hat.
sunburned.
that was the ultimate flirt move. If a girl stole your hat, she wanted it.
That's what I thought. It was over.
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow."
Oh, it's over.
What was the other? I always liked the state hat. I think it was NC State. It just
It
said
said
state.
state, yeah.
That was tight.
That was cool.
Dude, if it was NC State, get me one that says Wolfpack on it.
Wolfpack's
Oh,
tight.
shit.
Yeah, the Cox hat was like you knew
Like,
that guy.
okay.
You knew if you went into a
Cool,
movie
dude.
theater, if you went to see like a movie on a Friday night, and there's like a row of kids, and one of them has the Cox hat on, they're gonna be fucking the movie up for you.
Yeah, you're gonna be asking. You're gonna be finding someone to ask him to ask him to quiet down a little bit.
troublemaker.
Like these kids are gonna be like shooting spitballs on the screen, making like fart noises, doing the old bottle trick where they just roll a glass bottle and it just slowly and loudly rolls down the.
That's a classic.
I was
though.
in a theater one time where these two kids were on the front row intentionally being disruptive, like talking really loudly.
Probably me.
And someone from like 10 or 15 rows back threw a shoe at them.
Yes,
And it
dude.
hit the little girl on the head and they ran out. It was.
Oh.
I think they got it.
I said yes before I knew someone was actually struck with his shoe.
Well, they were
There you go,
asking
Will.
for it. It was funny. She was okay. They got an applause from that one. Anyway,
What
That-
movie was it?
I don't remember. This is 15, 20
We got
years
accused
ago.
of pulling a fire alarm once, and we never did that. And like the manager, like people pointed to us because like we were like before the movie, kind of being,
Did you have a
bit
Cox
wild.
hat in the squad? Is that why?
I mean, well, I could name the dude, Chris B. I'll leave it at that. He was definitely rocking one.
Chris Berman?
No, it was not Berman.
Oh,
He was significantly older.
okay.
That'd be weird if he was with us.
Yeah, if your squad included Chris Berman, that'd be weird.
We'd be like, dude, Chris, where do you want to sit? Back.
in the back.
We're sitting way back.
Back.
He's just
So stupid.
You're like watching like a
What are we doing?
a sports movie, and like he's just like whoop. He's just like
What if we just now found out that,
Yeah.
that Dave's squad
You're
included
trying to
Chris
watch.
Berman?
You're watching Friday Night Lights like when it came out in theaters, and he's just like tossing out commentary mid movie. That'd be so annoying.
Jeez.
It's like, dude, lay off the fucking cherry coke, Chris.
What are you even doing?
Should we get out of here? Let's just
probably.
end this on a high note.
how did this go? How long was this?
Too long. No, not too
Somebody
long.
on Twitter. I'm not going to at this guy, but he came at us saying that he's unsubscribing if El Negro is not memorialized on the pod today. And
Do
bro,
we have
like,
a surprise for you,
dude,
sir?
yeah, man. Hey, surprise! We did it earlier. So
Yeah.
if you're hearing this, you probably already heard it.
Yeah, dog.
Did he
Silly
did he
ass.
recently die? Is this why he's come to light more?
2017.
Okay.
No, I think it's just like
Because of all the protesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if this was like something like new.
No, this is a story that I wish would have been. I wish we would have known about back then.
It's entirely possible that we just covered it on Touching Base and we didn't realize it.
Also, by the way, we were almost on like extreme circling back story watch last night with the Oakland Zoo with the tiger apparently
Yes.
being unaccounted for and like
Then they just recounted, like, oh, actually, he's still here.
yeah, he's here. We missed him.
Yeah.
Head count, just kind of error on our part.
I feel like you got to, cover all bases before you put an alert like that out in the public.
As much as I'd love, yeah, as much as I'd love
like
to,
our phones get like an Amber Alert from like the Austin Zoo, and it's like,
4 lions have escaped the zoo.
yeah, we're all sitting at Pine
what?
House and we're just like, gotta go.
It would be, as much as it would be a fun story, like it would end poorly for the tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't like just go like sedate the tiger.
Come on, come back in your cage.
Yeah, if you're a tiger and you live in Texas, you don't want to escape.
Dude, what if they went back down to Mexico and got those 2 vaqueros to come up and lasso the tiger?
That'd be tight.
Oh, man.
Did we talk about that?
I don't think we did.
Why were those dudes? The one guy had a folding chair that you would like hit somebody
folding
over
chair
the
and a
back
lasso
with in a
was-
wrestling match.
Couple
And
guys
the
in
dude had a
cowboy
lasso,
hats.
and he lassoed the damn thing. Oh,
Lassos are. It's pretty impressive what people can do. You saw they won the Junior Goodwill Games with it in D2.
that's true. Just had one on the bench. Weirdly,
I would love to know how actual refs would have handled that.
yeah, I feel like you're kicked out forever if you leave the bench and have a lasso and you lasso an opposing player to avoid a body check that was about to happen, and it was like a 25-second like build up to said body check.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Should we get out of here?
Bye.
Bye.